Okay, guys, you're looking at you should be looking at the 3.7. Dalton, taking guitar lessons. So let's finish, Shelby. Let's finish writing these inequalities. Now, people have had a lot of trouble with this today. Okay, a lot of trouble. Dalton takes guitar lessons and practices at least 12 hours per week. He practices for 3/4 hour each session. So here's the session. How long does he practice in that session? No, 3/4 of an hour. Okay? He's already practiced 3 hours in the 1 week. How many sessions remain to meet or exceed his goal? So he wants to practice at least 12 hours. So all of this over there that we figure his hours has got to be what? All his hours needs to be what? At least 12. So what symbol am I going to put in here? Greater than or equal to. Good. Because he wants to have at least 12 hours or maybe more. That makes sense? Okay. So he wants his hours to be more than or equal to 12. He's already practiced how many hours? 3. So we're going to put a +3. So we're going to add his 3 hours to the rest of his hours that he hasn't practiced. What he remains, what the practice is, the hours that remain. So we know 9 + 3 is 12, right? So this amount has to be 9 or more. This should equal 9 or more right here. Well, how are we going to get his hours if we know each session takes him 3/4 of an hour? How are we going to get the total hours? Times what? Well, no, yeah, 3/4 times the sessions, right? Good, JC. 3/4 times S. So each session takes 3/4 of an hour. So if we said 3 sessions, we would multiply by 3/4 to get the hours. Is that making any sense? Guys, what can you add to hours? What can you add to hours? Hours. The only thing you can add to hours is hours. The only thing I can add to 3 hours is hours. Okay? So this part right here gives us the hours that remain. So we can't just put S, his sessions. We can't add sessions to hours. But if we multiply the number of sessions by the hours, we'll get the total hours. Does that make sense? Angel, you had a question? Well, hang on just a minute. Okay. Okay. Number 11. How do you get area of a triangle? How do you get area of a triangle? How do you get area of a triangle? Look, guys, on a rectangle, it's base times height. How do you get area of a rectangle? Base times height. Base times height. Base times height. So look, when I cut a diagonal across this rectangle, when I cut a diagonal across here, then that does what? Splits it into what? In half. It splits it into 2 parts right here. It halves it exactly. So to get the area of a triangle, oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. You're going to half it So the area of this triangle is 1/2 base times height. Okay? So on 11, you're going to put 1/2 base times height. That's how you get area of a triangle. It can be no more than 120. It can be no more than 120. So what am I going to put right here? No more or equal to. Yes. So it's going to be less than or equal to 120. It's going to be no more than the 120. So it's got to be less than or equal to. Now it says the base is 16 feet. So we're going to go 1/2 times 16 times the height. We're just going to put 16 in for the base. So what's half of 6? Huh? Yes. Okay, what's half of 16? 8. So 8 times h is less than or equal to 120. Okay, and we don't have to solve. Okay, look at 12. Jose's rental company charges that much. Jose's charged that much to rent a canoe. Stevens charges that much to rent a canoe. His company. Write the inequality to find the most amount of hours that Davy could rent the canoe for to use Jose's company and spend less than at Stevens. So Davy is a buddy of Jose's, but he doesn't want to do it as it's going to cost him more money. Use Jose's company. So let's do Jose and let's do Stephen right here. Jose and Stephen. Everybody in here can write this. When I say go, you're all going to tell me what that equation, how you're going to write how to get the charge for Jose's company. Go. Good. 5H. Good job. Stephen, when I say go, everybody tell me Stevens. Go. Good job. Now, this is Jose's, this is Stevens. Davey wants to use his buddies, but he wants it to be less than. He's got to figure out the hours that he can rent it for that it'll be less money at Jose's than Stevens. So what symbol am I going to put here? Less than. Okay, well, he wants to spend less than, not equal to Stevens. So let's just do less than. Okay? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, you know what? You can solve it with that symbol in there. Yes, you pretend there's an equal sign there. You pretend there's an equal sign here, and you solve it just like you would if there's an equation. There's only one problem. When you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip that sign around. But we don't have to worry about solving them. We will at the end of the year, but not right now. Okay? Thank you, Shelby. Good point. Okay, put this up. Get your inequality cards out of your envelope. Your inequality cards out of your envelope. Guys, listen to the recording. Take your inequality cards and you're going to match them up. Just the first 8. So you're going to take 1 through 8. Well, I wrote it somewhere. You're going to take cards 1 through 8. Cards 1 through 8. And get out cards 1 through 8 for me. Then you're going to do A. You're going to find A, B, G, K, P, Q, X, and W. The inequality cards. Yep, the inequality one. That's in your binder, in your spiral. Take 1 through 8 and take these. Now there's a problem on card P. On card P, you need to change the 40, mark out the 40 and change it to 45. On card P, you're going to change 40 to 45. So 1 through 8, A, B, G, K, P, Q, X, W, and match them up. And it takes concentration. In fact, it takes a little room. Like, Jesse, if you want to go back there to the empty table, that'd be good. Maybe. Kelly, you know, take yours to the other empty table, tell her about to sit down. Okay, those doing the recording, match them up, and then when you're through, turn it back on, see if you got them right. On number 1, you should have X. And look, let's talk about it just a minute. For those people that got it wrong. Bruno has $95 and is spending for a day. So look on the right. He has $95 spending, so he's losing $4 every day. Rihanna is on the left. She's got 40 and is earning $5 a day. So she's adding to hers. Now they start off, Rihanna has less money than Bruno. But she's going to be adding, he's going to be subtracting. So we want to know X, how many days it's going to take her to catch up to him or pass him up. That's why it's X. Okay? Number 2 is what? 2 is K. So you've got the rubber tree, and this time the rubber tree is represented on the left. It's 95 inches. It's growing, so it's adding 4 inches every year. The cactus starts out at 40 inches, which is smaller. But it's going to grow 5 a year, so they want to know X. X is going to tell them when the rubber tree is going to be less than the cactus, when the cactus is going to be taller, greater than. Okay? 3 is B. The fish tank holds 95 gallons of water, is losing at a rate of 4 gallons per day. The second one is 40 and is having 5 gallons added per day. So after how many days will the first fish tank have less than the second? Good. 4 is P. Look, Taylor Swift spent $95 to build her lemonade stand and sells lemonade for $5 a cup. So 5 times X, the cups, gives her revenue. But she spent $95 to set it up and build it. Kanye West spent $45, and he is selling his for $4 a cup. So you got to subtract 45 right there. And then they will know when Taylor's going to have more money than him. As she started off, she spent more money on her stand. Okay? Okay, and the rest of them, I'm just going to call out the answers. 5 is G. 6 is, 7 is, and 8 is, good. 8 is 8. Good. Put them in your envelope. Good job, guys. Okay. Pick them up. Put them in your envelope. Don't put them in any order. Just put them all together. All your cards together. Put them in the envelope. Did everybody get one of these? Okay. Who has Elder Head? Okay. Y'all been talking about savings account. Okay? How many of you have a savings account at a bank? Some of you do have a savings account. Somebody started for you? Or you started? Okay. I know Miss Hazelwood's probably talked to you about that. It'd be a good idea to start one. Okay. There are two, I don't know how much she's talked to you about, but there are two ways that you're going to get paid interest on a savings account. So here, and we're going to talk about them today. Look. Take the paper. Pick it up. You're looking at Jaden. Okay? Take the left side and fold it about a third of the way down. Or, where you half that. Where this half matches that half. It's about halfway. It doesn't have to be perfect, but okay, fold it. So you guys watching the video, we're folding it like that, where the top folds over. And then you take the bottom, I'm going to hold it up first. You're going to take the right side, and you're going to fold it in under that top. And then fold it like that. Like a trifold billfold. Y'all seen those, huh? Trifold. So, guys watching the video, this is how it looks. Like that. Okay? We're not going to today. We're going to glue it in tomorrow. Okay? Everybody look, because we're not going to have time. Okay? We're not going to have long, so I need you. Everybody listen. Everybody sit up and listen. Simple interest is one of the ways that the bank will pay you interest on your savings account. Now, this is also one way they'll charge you if you take out a loan. Let's say you want to buy a bicycle, a four-wheeler or a boat or a car or something like that. And they do a simple interest loan. Okay? So we're going to talk about a savings account first, though. I is going to be the interest. And that's what the bank, the dollar amount the bank pays you. That's the interest. If you deposit the money. Interest. P is the principal. Now, you spell it just like the principal of your school, Mr. Cormier, Mr. Odom. Principal. The principal amount. That's the amount you deposit. So that's the dollar amount that you deposit in the bank. Or is the rate, the interest rate. And you have to write that in decimal form. And then T is the time in years. You have to do it in years. What if you took out the loan for 6 months? What would the years be? Half a year, huh? 0.5? Just right here. Okay. Okay. All right. So, let's say that you put money in that account. You put some money in the account. this formula is just going to give you the interest that the bank pays you. So at the end, when you decide to get it out or you're looking at a statement, the amount that you have in there is going to be what? The amount you have in your account. What is that going to include? The principal that you deposited, right? Plus what? What's going to be added? What's the bank going to add? The interest that you earned. The interest, the I. That's going to be your I. That's going to be your interest. That's going to be what's in the account. So, well, baby, I've got it on as big as I can have. Oh, it's because. There you go. Thank you, Stormy. All right, open up. Now, let's look at Jaden. He deposited, or it doesn't matter. Thank you. Deposited $10,000 in savings account that earns 3.5 interest rate. How much more? Oh, I used Jaden offered. Would she earn if the interest rate was compounded annually instead of simple interest after 5 years? So the first thing we're going to do is go do the simple. We're going to figure the simple interest. Okay? So we're going to go I equals PRT. We're going to read this information. We're going to read this information down here and find out what the parts are. Okay, the principal. Which one is the principal? Which one of these numbers is the principal? 10,000. That's what she deposited. What's the interest rate? Good. And what's the time? 5 years is the time. Now all we have to do is go substitute those in the formula. That's all we have to do. So we have to go I equals, what was the principal? 10,000. We're going to multiply by, all right, let's finish this real quick. No, we got to change it to 0.035. And then the time is going to be 5. And we would multiply that. Okay, guys, I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's $1,750. That's what the interest would be that she would earn on that account. So put this in your binder somewhere, and we're going to glue it in our spiral tomorrow. So what'd you get when you did that? $1,750. Now, to get the amount in the account, remember we add the principal to the interest. So she put how much of her money? What was the principal? 10,000 plus what was her interest? 1750 is what she earned. So she is getting the amount in the account is her $10,000 plus what the bank paid her to leave it in there for 5 years, to leave her money in their bank for 5 years. They're paying her $1,750. So what does that equal? $11,750. So that's how much money at the end of 5 years she's got in that account. That's her amount of money. That's her interest. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So to get simple interest, tell me, let's review. What do? You multiply what? Principal times the rate times the time. Now that just gives you the interest, which is what? That's just what the bank pays you. That's the interest you're earning on that account. But you've got to add to find out what the amount in the account is. And that's how much she has. So tomorrow, we're going to learn compounded and see how much more she's going to earn with compounded. Okay? So we're going to put this in your binder, and then we're going to glue it in a spiral tomorrow on the next page. So just put that in your binder in the folder.